Hi, you guys. Welcome back to At Least They're Pretty. I haven't seen you in so long.
I know, not since like a few hours ago, basically.
I was over here. It's now Sunday. I was here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and now I'm here again.
Well, I think that's fair, though, because before that it had been like weeks.
Yeah. I don't think since we've lived in the same city, I think the longest we've gone without seeing each other is like a month.
Yeah.
If that, and that's rare.
Yeah, it is very rare. We don't do that very often. What
It's
were
a scary
you
time.
What were you up to for those weeks?
What was I up to? Oh, I took a trip for Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
You also took a trip for Valentine's Day.
I also took a trip for Valentine's Day. We went to DC, saw some monuments.
Yeah.
I was gathering information.
I was attending the Capitol.
I was gathering information on the insurrection.
Escape routes for next time.
For next time Taylor does it.
No, y'all don't worry about it. I went to Wiley, Texas.
Wiley.
Which it was so fun. It was just like a cabin in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And we just like chilled, me and Riley.
Yeah.
Riley and Wiley.
Time to disconnect.
Yeah, it was so nice. And then I went to our hometown, Wichita Falls, to spend time with some fam.
Always good.
Yeah.
Always good.
It was fun. Hung out with my sister and her baby. Tyler. Hey, as I've said previously, my hometown's Tyler, and baby Tyler is named after Tyler.
There you go. It's like full circle.
Okay, today we're talking about driving.
Drive.
Especially in Dallas, girl.
Yeah. Girl.
I get honked at, I probably, like, 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah, I actually almost got hit last night. I don't think I told you this.
Ooh, exciting.
By the way, I think my car is broken. Every time I get in it, I just end up at the liquor store.
Oh my god. I was like, you just got a new car, dude. Shut up.
But no, I was on my way to the liquor store.
I know.
And so I was on my way to the liquor store, and me and our friend Lauren were driving there. And you know how, like, but on that street, there's like all the side streets, and people like run them.
Yeah.
And so we were going, and I, for real, almost got T-boned.
That would have like been awful.
Can you imagine? I know, I'm like, and also we had like 20 minutes till the liquor store closed. So it would have been really bad.
That would have been really upsetting if you were on your way to the liquor store and the liquor store closed.
Right. And I got hit by a car. That's
not that bad.
Yeah, you're right.
You're fine. Dude.
Yeah.
Quit being dramatic.
Really, the tragedy is the liquor store. But yeah, it was really sad. So, with driving, yeah, like you said, Dallas driving. All that to say, Dallas driving can be a nightmare, and I do feel like it's kind of just all of Texas.
Yeah.
I feel like people all learn in the small towns, and then they move to the big cities and don't know how to drive.
Yes. Yeah. No, like merging on a highway or on a freeway is still one of the worst things to do ever. Like,
Yeah.
And why isn't anyone charitable these days? Chivalry is dead. Just let me on the highway.
Just let me on. You know, there's like there's like bumper stickers that are like, please let me merge, I'm overstimulated.
Yes. Me as fuck.
I really like those. I think those are funny.
Or stop riding my ass. I'm right here. Or something crazy. Oh my god, speaking of driving, we can talk about the time I almost died.
Yes, in Dallas, of course.
Yes, it was in Dallas, and I was going probably 80 down. I was on a highway. I was going like 80.
By the way, that highway is like turns. It's like,
yeah.
Like it is like,
yeah.
It feels like race cars. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like bumper cars.
It's rush for sure, yeah.
I feel the rush on the Dallas highway. So I was driving. I had like a little car back in the day, and doing my thing driving, and the car in front of me threw a full Gatorade bottle out their window. So this is like one of the scariest moments of my life. We're both going like 80. This Gatorade, I see it tossed out, bounce on the road, and then rocket towards my windshield. And so the whole time I'm just like, not not swerving or anything, just driving straight. And it rocketed into my windshield. Like, if it had broken the windshield, I would have died.
Yeah, that could have killed you.
Because it was at, like, head level.
No, when you were telling me that, it was one of those things where I couldn't tell if I was supposed to, like, laugh or, like, be... I was like...
It was so scary.
It was. I was laughing about that for days, though, after you told me. It's because, like, of all the ways to go out, you would go out by a Gatorade bottle.
Yeah.
It just seems like...
Something along those lines, for sure. Like a freak accident that wouldn't happen to anyone else.
Yeah, like Final Destination kind of stuff.
Tokyo Drift. So, just another awful Dallas driving story.
Yeah. I also, another story about Dallas driving. I was coming from, this was in college, and I didn't drive to Dallas very often. And I was on my way there, and I was trying to get into the right lane to, like, exit where it turns to go toward, like, 75. Mm-hmm. And I was on that street, and there was, like, a lump in the road, and it was so late, and it was so dark.
A lump?
And there was always, a lump. There was always construction there, so, like, there weren't any lights ever.
No.
And so, because they were building that new exit ramp, which would have been lovely to have at the time.
Yeah, that would have been gorgeous.
Would have been Gorgina. And then there was this giant, like, thing in the road, and I was like, oh, shouldn't hit that. And I, like, looked to my left and my right, and there was, like, cars on both sides. So I was like, okay. So I just tried to, like, slow down. And was like, doof, doof, and, like, ran over it. Still no idea what it was, but it slashed both tires on one side.
Oh, I remember that.
And I, like, called my dad. I was like, oh my God. I was, like, panicking. I didn't know what to do.
Those tires were in our storage building for when we lived together.
Yeah, I don't know if
the people know. We also lived together after college.
Yeah. I think we talked about that at one point.
Probably.
Who knows?
Probably.
But yeah, I did store those in our outside patio,
and then you
closet.
left them there.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, no.
We didn't throw them away. We just left them there.
No. Because we had thrown so many things away, and it was a jarring experience each time.
The kombucha bottles? Okay, we were moving out. First of all, Brittany got like 3,000 cases of kombucha, and if you don't know the lore on that, just look it up.
Friend of the pod, Brittany Broski got 400 bottles of kombucha.
Like hundreds.
And every time I'd go to her apartment, she'd be like, please take these, bro.
Please take this kombucha.
So I was an idiot and stored a case of it under my bed.
Taylor, like, gets one out and tries to open one, and it, like, explodes on her in the kitchen, and we're like, oh my God.
No, it literally was like, whoosh,
yeah, like,
and it went all over me.
Elementary school science experiment volcano, yeah.
And we had already been moving out, so I had one extra change of clothes there. So I went and I changed the clothes. And I'm in my new clean clothes, still kind of reeking of kombucha. So I said, I have this case. We're just going to go and we're going to throw these away.
We're just getting rid of we're saying goodbye to the kombucha.
Fuck these kombucha bottles. So it's me and Luke and I said, give me the case. And
she wanted to have, like, the final hurrah. Like, she's like, I'm throwing these
these away. I have the box and I chuck it into the trash can.
It's like a big one where you have to, like, heave it in there.
And for some reason, there was a hole in the side of the trash can, and every single one of those bottles exploded straight onto my person.
It's exploded right there. Oh,
exploded and, like, cut my skin.
The bottle caps, like, shot off?
Yes.
Oh my God, you could have died there too.
So then...
Something about bottles of liquids are really coming for you.
My second pair of clothing, again, reeking of kombucha in the same day.
And kombucha smells like ass, too.
It smells like shit. And so we go back inside, and your mom was like, what happened to you? And I was like, I'm bleeding. Like, with glass embedded in me from kombucha. And I'm like... Because she witnessed the first bottle exploding on me.
That was so funny. I thought about that for weeks after that.
I did too. Every time I think about it, that's so ridiculous. Like, that's so stupid. Why did shit like that happens to me all the time?
I just can't get over that. It was also within, like, 30 minutes, probably.
Yes. Because immediately after the first one exploded on me, I was like, we're throwing these away.
Get rid of the shit. Yeah.
But I'm changing into a clean pair of clothes.
Oh, that was so funny.
It's
oh my God.
ridiculous.
And then we drove to Dallas.
We did. You moved to Dallas. That's when I moved to.
Oh yeah.
Richardson.
Richardson.
It was awful, but a great pool.
I loved that pool.
It was a good pool. There was a deep end, and so me and Luke would always wrestle.
We would spar in the pool. And, like, it was like you can't touch. Like, we jumped in there for the first time. We were like, we had a drink in our hand. It was like one of those, like, save the drink moments.
No, literally. Except for I would always be like, oof. I'd be like, uh-oh.
My pool water.
My pool water, fuck.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, my God, I love that pool. It was amazing.
It was a solid pool.
I did beat the shit out of you in that multiple times.
Yeah.
Not, like, in a domestic violence way. Like
no, it was... I had to call the police. He has...
Wait.
No, I'm just kidding. Y'all, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. So, Luke has 2 brothers, and I just have an older sister. So, this man is scrappy as hell, and I like to pick fights.
Yeah.
And they don't end well.
She messed with the wrong one.
Okay.
I wanted to ask about, okay, like when you started driving, how did you do driver's ed? Did you do it you did it at school,
Girl,
right?
So my sister, you bitch. So she's 6 years older, so everything that they tried with my sister, if it didn't work, they were doing the opposite for me.
Right.
So she, like, refused to do, like, the driving with my dad and, like, whatever. And so my dad's like, no, I'm not doing that with you. You're going to driving school. And I was like, what the hell? So there's this driving school in Wichita Falls called, like, Alpha Omega or something.
I think they might have closed, but yeah, everybody went there.
Oh, yeah, the guy died.
Oh, yeah.
But he was mean to me and called me stupid, so... I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but fuck that guy.
Rest in semi-peace.
Yeah. I
hope you wake up sometimes.
Yeah, I hope you're, like, coherent, I guess. So, he's dead. So I went to driving school. First of all, I am a really good parallel parker because that's the only thing my dad taught me how to do was parallel park. So...
That ended up working out living in Dallas. I never used it in Wichita Falls, but...
Yeah.
It did turn out being useful.
Yes.
That's for sure.
And so every day for high school I had to parallel park because I didn't buy a parking spot.
Oh.
In a Tahoe. So that was hard.
I loved the Tahoe.
It was a good car. We'll circle back to her.
We'll circle back, yeah.
And so I went to that driving school. The teacher, he was really mean and really racist and just like it was like crazy. And so I needed a pen one time and I like asked him and he was like, "You didn't bring a pen? Idiot! Like you're dumb." And then one time I panicked because we were like I was driving and he was in the passenger seat and I did go ahead and try to turn on the wrong side of a one-way street.
Wow.
And so then he did say, "You're so stupid, you could have killed us," when no one was coming. And I was like, oh, okay, perfect. Later, I found out he was friends with my dad in college. So I told my dad, and my dad's like, oh, hell no.
Did you give him a stern talking to?
I don't remember, but I was like scarred from, and I was like, Sydney, my sister, you ruined, I could have just been doing this with dad, but I'm having to do it with Paul.
Mr. Paul. Well, on the opposite side of the spectrum, I just did it with my parents, and it was actually, like, really lovely. So,
Girl.
first time driving ever, he took us out to Memorial Stadium.
Have fun.
Wichita Falls people will know.
Mm-hmm.
And, I feel like I remember so well it being so much easier than you think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, behind the wheel, you're like, oh my god, I'm driving this metal death trap. But like I felt like it was so easy and I was like, oh. And then he was trying to get me to go over 20 miles per hour and I just like wouldn't do it.
You said hell no.
No, girl.
God no, dude.
So that was where I like touched a car first.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's where I touched a car for the first
That's
time.
where I touched it first. Whoa.
Why did I say that?
I don't know, you're like being crazy.
I'm like being insane, bro. So I touched it for the first time in Memorial Stadium, and then we just did like I think you have to like log a certain number of hours or something, and then I just did that with my parents, and it was really great. And I think there's like a thing, isn't there a thing you have to like drive at night a certain amount of hours and all that? Also, Before us, they didn't have the driving test, like the physical. Did you know that?
No.
Patrick and Oliver didn't have to do like a physical driving. My brothers.
No wonder your Patrick is. Do you remember when he drove us to that dance? That was scary.
Like when we were dating still. This keeps coming up. We don't ever talk about this, and I feel like on the pod it keeps coming up.
Because
Because,
you can't get me off of your mind. Yeah, he drove us to a dance one time, and he was like speeding and being crazy, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Oh my god. At the hand of the man I love's brother.
My mom in the car been like, Patrick, stop that.
Patrick, please, you're gonna scare her.
And he did.
He did. Patrick, you succeeded. Love you, King.
Yeah.
Rest in power. He's alive.
He's alive. Yeah, but they didn't have to do the driving test. I think they just had to have a certain amount of hours, and they had a written test.
Oh.
Which is actually insane.
Yeah.
But we had to do the driving test, and what did you get on your driving test?
A 99.
Well, do you remember the point they took off?
I forgot to put my blinker on when I was parallel parking.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I did do that. I got like an 83 or something on it. I remember she was like taking off points like crazy. And at the end, she was like giving, they like tell you what you could have done better at the end. And at the place where you do the driving test, the same spot where you do the parallel parking, it's like a little rounded.
Yeah.
And she was like, she has you back up. And so I was like, okay. And I backed up. And she was like, when you backed up, you started on the right side and ended up in like the middle of the driveway. And I was like, I didn't know you had to like stay in the same quadrant of the sidewalk thing. So anyway, she was like strict, but I passed. I do not care.
Yeah, I made a 99.
And they say gay people can't drive.
I mean, have you met some of our friends?
Okay, true. Some of the worst drivers I know are all gay.
Also,
and y'all know exactly who I'm talking about, probably.
Yeah, I got a 99, but I am like a historically bad driver.
I don't think you're bad.
I just get in like, I've gotten in a few little wrecks. I've gotten in one like wreck. It was a fender bender, and then the others I've just kind of like subtly ran into like, a few things.
Love taps.
A love tap.
Yeah.
No dents on their car. There's on mine, but they're always fine. I'm the one that I've earned those.
Yeah, those are your battle scars.
Yeah.
This
Prayer Warriors, let's get on it.
Let's rise up, baby.
Let's rise up. I have also gotten probably like 5 or 6 tickets.
I have gotten 0.
Riley hasn't either, and Riley holds it over me, and I'm like, okay.
I think Clayton has some too.
I got one because my registration was out for like 3 years, and there was a motorcycle cop, and he drove by, and I did one of these. And then he looked at me and he pulled her around, and I said, I'm fucked, dude.
Dude. I've only gotten pulled over one time, and it was on UNT's campus. And it's like the 20-mile-an-hour one, and I was going like 26. And it was like 8 p.m. Nobody's on campus. He pulls me over, and I was with Dream at the time.
Yes.
And Dream was like, we're dead. Like, literally, that's what she said. And I was like, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Yeah, I was next to, like, the Armadillo building on UNT's campus, like, the big music one on the highway.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he pulled me over there and was like, cops are so annoying when they pull you over.
Yeah.
They, like, give you the whole, like, run around, and they're, like, asking you questions. And I was like, yes, I was going 26 in a 20-mile-an-hour at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
There was no school zone. It's just a 20-mile-an-hour zone. And I was like, they're so annoying. Like, they just won't tell you. They're like, do you know how fast you were going back there? And I was like, I think like 25. And he's like, it was 26. I was like, okay.
Yeah. There was one time where I was on my way to the library for finals to study, and this cop pulled me over, and he was one of the hottest men I've ever seen in my life. So I was like, of course, just like finals, like ugly, just like, hi. And he was like, do you know why I pulled you over? And I said, genuinely, no, I have no idea. And he said, the light's out on your license plate. And I said, that's a thing? And he goes, yes, that's a thing. And I said, I'm sorry. Like,
sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Thanks, Alpha Omega.
Yeah, okay. And he was just like, I'll give you a warning. And I said, oh my God, thank you so much. I'll go and change that right now.
I'm going to change that right now.
I'll go and change it right now. Anyways.
First cars. What? Okay, we mentioned it earlier. I'm excited to talk about her again. Your first car was
a white Tahoe. And
with like 3 rows of seats, girl.
There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 7 seats in this Tahoe. Oh, God. And girl, we would load her up. We called her White Wilma.
We were rolling deep.
We were rolling deep. In White Wilma, she had the same neighborhood CD stuck in stuck as a CD player for like 3 years.
And it was that song that would play every time we got in it. Like,
do you want from me? And we, oh my God, it was just everything. I was a nanny as well, so I'd carry the girls, would get in my car.
I forgot about
in
that.
In the Tahoe. Yeah, that Tahoe, I trashed it. Like, there was, every single piece of clothing I've ever owned was in that car. Like,
you were living out of
books, I was. But it was such a fun car.
It was so much fun. We really would bump music in there. It was so much fun.
It had Bose speakers in there. So, like, it was so fun. Oh, my God. I love that car so much.
I did too.
It started towards the end kind of, like, falling apart. Like, different things stopped working. And so it was my, like, parents' car. So they were, like, they let me use it.
Yeah.
And so my dad was like, if you're moving to Dallas after college or after high school, like, you can't drive this car that's falling apart. I was like, no. So then I got a Hyundai Elantra, and
is that the one where the front of the car fell off?
Yes.
There was one time we were driving over this. I don't even think you had like told me in depth about the wreck, and I was like, we were like driving in it, and it was. It sounded like there was a screw. It was like.
It literally rattled.
And I was like, "What is that?" And she goes, "Oh, it's probably because the front of my car fell off."
Okay, so in that car, it was like storming one night, crazy. So I was taking one of my friends. This was before I drank in college. I was 19. I was taking one of my friends home, and luckily he was a basketball player who was like 6'7" or something.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so I was taking him, and we go through this dip, and then my car stops working. And I said, Max, the car's not working. He's like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So he got out and pushed my car into a parking lot. Thank God.
That's really iconic, actually.
And so then we sat in the car and waited for one of our other friends to pick us up. And so when I went out there the next day, the whole front of my car was gone, and also my engine was flooded. And,
because like water.
Yeah,
so it hit a dip with water.
Yes, my dad was very angry. I just like.
You're like, this wouldn't have happened if I was in the Tahoe.
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened if I was in the Tahoe. And going from a Tahoe to an Elantra, hitting dips.
It's different, yeah. My little Toyota Corolla right now, yeah.
Girl.
It's rough.
I was going to say one time when I was learning how to drive, my mom had me driving around a parking lot, and I mixed up the brake and the gas pedal, and so we were about to go over a dip, and I hit the gas pedal instead of the brake, and so we literally went, it was like right in front of it, and it said poof, and she was like, Taylor Beth, are you kidding me? And I was like, girl, I didn't mean to. I am 15.
That is wild.
Okay, your first car.
Okay, did you ever get to ride in the 4Runner?
Was that
It's like the 1985 4Runner. It was like one of the first models of it.
Was it that orange car that y'all had? No, but I always saw it in y'all's driveway.
Yes. It was Patrick's for a while. My brother already mentioned that. It was Patrick's for a while. And then he, I think, got a new car, and they were going to keep that one for me. And so I, like, learned, first of all, it's a stick shift.
Oh.
And so I learned how to do that, kind of.
Girl.
And it was really tough. And I remember there was one time where I was on Lake Park Drive, and I was driving home, and I was turning right. I was with my parents because I was 15 or whatever. And it just, like, didn't turn right like enough. And so I was like, and it just like didn't turn. And my mom was like, yeah, we got to get rid of this thing.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But that thing was cool as hell. It had like a sunroof. It was like really high off the ground. It was a stick shift, obviously, so that was kind of fun.
It was like bright orange.
Yeah, it was like orange and white.
It was so cute.
It was really cool. But then obviously that wasn't gonna work, so they got me a used Jeep Liberty.
Girl, that car was it.
It had 4-wheel drive. One of the windows didn't roll down. The air conditioner was broken, so in the summer
that was awful. I like
rolling 5 deep in there, and
yes.
It was like 1,000 degrees.
I like have a vivid memory of me just being like, get me out, like please just get there,
because one of the windows didn't roll down. So it was just like, if you're sitting in the back seat next to that window, girl.
I remember it was me, Emily, and Maddie in the back, and we were all just like
one of these,
like please get me out.
Yeah, it was hot as hell. I loved that car though. Oh, it also had leather seats, so it was even hotter to like sit on.
That was the summer of the 100-day drought.
Yes,
in Wichita Falls.
You're right.
My windshield wipers dry rotted off the car.
Yeah, I think mine did too. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Loved that car. I had a CD changer, so I could have like 6 CDs in there and like rotate through them.
The Tahoe was supposed to have that.
But alas, only the neighborhood.
Only the neighborhood and the Titanic CD.
Well, yes. Celine Dion. Yeah, I think I was regularly playing Imagine Dragons.
Girl,
at that time.
You were an Imagine Dragonator, dude.
Okay,
He's hot.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be brave and I'll say he's hot.
Dan Reynolds.
I got the chills.
Girl, me too. I'll make a pussy throb right there. I really loved their first album like a lot.
It was good. I'll be brave.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
And then the second one came out, and first of all, Radioactive got like huge.
Yeah.
And really it became like Cringe Nation really quick. Creation really quick, and then their second album came out, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling this one, Chief, and I swiftly jumped off the train. But also the second Paramore CD came out. Warrior by Kesha came out. Oh my god! So I had all of those in my rotation. It was a moment.
I got grounded for a Kesha CD in my car because, well, in the newer car.
Yeah.
So the Tahoe, obviously I couldn't put in new CDs to the Tahoe. But my mom went to take my car to get the oil changed. Thank you, girl. And she got in the car, and what was playing was Dirty Love by Kesha and Iggy Pop.
That one is extremely explicit.
And if you're not familiar, it's like, I just want your filthy fucking love. Oh. Yeah, it's very inappropriate. And my mom was like, you're going to take that CD out and I'm going to watch you break it. So she didn't know what Kesha was. So obviously I just grabbed one of my sister's old country CDs and was like, no, don't make me do it.
That's a great lie. Good job. You really got out of that one.
Mom, please don't listen. I'm sorry.
Hi, Sandy.
Obviously,
I keep saying our parents' names.
That was like, if that's the worst thing I was doing at that age, girl.
Well, I think it was funny because we did listen to some crazy music, but we were not doing anything.
Girl, I loved Tyga in high school.
Okay.
I loved Tyga.
Iggy Azalea came out around that time. I was really into that album.
Yeah.
Time walks.
You know, every time I think of Iggy Azalea, I think of Emily.
Me too.
Yeah, our friend Emily.
Her and Maddie were both like bumping Iggy Azalea for some reason.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Gotcha. Lady Patra. Do you remember that one?
No.
Classic. Sinatra. You don't know that one?
Wait.
On the Iggy Azalea album?
Okay, if it's on the Iggy Azalea album, I probably did.
Shuffle the deck, I'll be the queen of the pack. I can't remember the name of that one. Is it Lady Patra?
What about Black Widow, baby? I'm gonna love you until it hurts.
Yeah.
Our friend Chance is really obsessed with Iggy Azalea to this day. It's kind of embarrassing.
So
Chance,
she's
you should
the
rethink
hottest
that.
woman in the world.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, I love you, Iggy. I know you're listening. You are hot, but
she's got body.
She does.
She does have body.
I feel like the time that we were learning how to drive and like being free for the first time ever was like the best time for music.
It was.
Like Foster the People, Young the Giant, like all of those.
The Paramore self-titled.
Paramore.
Warrior.
Yes. Oh my god. The of Monsters and Men.
Oh, I still listen to that album on like rainy days.
Walk the Moon. Like all of those. It was so good.
It was the golden age of music.
I fear it. Like when I listen to those songs, I remember like just all the windows rolled down.
Yeah.
Sunroof open in the Tahoe. Like, girl, it was so good.
So good.
It was so good.
Yeah. I remember, I think the week that I got my license, Warrior came out, and I like drove to Hastings. May she rest in peace.
An old bookstore.
Drove to Hastings, picked it up, and like played it on the way to soccer practice or something. And it was like the most free I've ever felt in my life. I've been chasing that high ever since.
You're listening to that song as you roll up, and everyone's like, "There's the ferry."
Literally, here comes the soccer playing, tennis playing, show choir singing ferry. Did you think I was going to say a different word?
Yes. That time I was like...
I just full chest.
Okay. So one thing different about us is I love road trips.
Yeah, you do.
I love driving. If there's an opportunity for me to drive, I'm like, Luke, get in the car. And Luke's like, I don't want to do that.
Well, it's like, I feel like I enjoy hanging out with people in like the road trip situation. I just don't like people. Clayton says this all the time. He's like, I want to like get a van and like go up the whole coast of like the West Coast. And I'm like, sounds gorgeous. What if we went to one of the cities and then flew to the next one? Like, I just feel like after a while, it's just, I even get tired of listening to music after a while. It's like, I just can't. Like, and I want my nonverbal time.
Yeah.
And, like, there's just a lot of factors that, for me, aren't the most ideal about long road trips.
Yeah, and I will say I'm a chatterbot. So, like, you'll try to have your nonverbal time, and I'm like, oh my god, let's play I Spy.
And I'm like, shut up.
Hey, I want you to shut your fucking mouth. Like, no, I don't want to play I Spy. And I'm like, come on. So, anyways, let's tell each other secrets. Like, I don't have any secrets.
I'm like, let's play Sun Stare.
Let's play Shut the Hell Up. Let's play the Shut Up game.
Let's play the Shut Up. You go first.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Yeah. I'm like, so one of my favorite things about road trips are the snacks.
That is, okay, a quick trip on the open road or a Buc-ee's, there's nothing like it.
Oh my god, a Buc-ee's. When you're like having to poop so bad and then like...
The real wall bathrooms.
Yes. Like there's nothing like a Buc-ee's. Like that is just fine dining.
There's something spiritual about it.
Yeah.
Truly.
It's luxurious.
It connects me to my ancestors.
Mm-hmm. You're white.
My white.
Your white.
My ancestors. There's nothing more American than a gas station.
I agree.
I feel like it really encapsulates American culture. Unhealthy, quick food.
What's your go-to snack? Like road trip snack?
Ideally, I would be going to Quick Trip and getting one of those mozzarella buffalo chicken sticks that are like on that rotator that have been there for like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like
just
super touched by everyone.
Coughed on.
Like,
wait, I want to try this one. No, I think I like that one.
I want to try this one. Yeah, I love those things. That's my savory. My sweet will probably be like, okay, 7-Eleven has watermelon rings. You know how they have like peach rings and apple rings? They have watermelon rings. I love those.
Yeah.
And then I would love a Pepsi. A big old bottle of Beppis.
That sounds good.
What would you do?
Okay, so I like sunflower seeds, pickle. Biggs pickle sunflower seeds.
I don't think I've heard the brand Biggs.
Yes, it's so much better than, I think it's David's, because David's is like powdery.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Biggs is like more of a coating. So I like to suck the coating off. And one thing about me is like my car constantly has like sunflower seeds in them.
That's
like,
yes, this is true.
I'm constantly spitting. And so that's like my savory. And then if they don't have those, I'll get like a limon chip, a Lay's limon. Limon, I guess I should say, because it's lime.
Lime.
And then...
It also means lemon. It's confusing.
Oh, damn. And then for my sweet, I'm going for, like, a Twizzler. Or something gummy. I'm not really a chocolate girl. And then for my bevy, I'm getting a big old thing of water. And then a Lipton green tea.
Girl, okay, I do love those teas, like the
Yes.
the giant cans.
No, this one's in a plastic bottle,
Well,
but I do like peach tea.
Yes, I know what you're talking about. I just love those cans. The Arizona ones.
They're so cute.
They're so cute. And the peace teas.
Yeah, peach teas are so cute.
Yeah. I like the lemonade and sweet
I'm
tea
a
one.
sucker for packaging. Like, if
Yeah.
something's cute, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's the
like,
one.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's half of marketing nowadays, I feel like, is
It
at least
is.
in the food and beverage industry.
In the food and bev, and
And the-
also probably in, like, the vitamins. I'm a sucker for, like, a cute little vitamin.
What do you mean? Like multivitamins?
Like an Ollie, yeah.
Oh, those are really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job with those. It does make me want to buy them.
Yeah. And it's like with shampoo and shit.
Yeah.
Shampoo and shit.
Shampoo and shit.
Shampoo and shit. I just paid my car off, you guys. Like,
That's life changing.
it really is.
I'm really so happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me either.
So I'm like this is a whole new world. Like, I feel like I can actually, like,
You're invincible, mama.
yeah, that's $282 a month extra.
I can't wait until I'm free from the shackles of my car loan.
Well, I was an idiot and right out of college, so I had to get a new car because, as we discussed, the front of my Hyundai Elantra fell off, and so it was rattling, and my dad was like, please get a new car before you move to Dallas, like, we're scared for you. And I'm like, okay. So I don't want to say my type of car, but it is historically like an old lady car, and I love
It's
her.
a cute version of an old lady car, though.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that model.
Yeah.
That model of the make. Okay, so I had my car paid off. Oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I had my car paid off. I had a Kia Soul at the time. Y'all probably already know where this is going because of the Kia boys. I had a Kia Soul, and somebody knocked on the door at like midnight, and Clayton went to go answer it, and it was two cops, and the cops were like, Thomas, and Clayton was like, no. He's like, Luke Thomas, and Clayton was like, why didn't you leave with that? Yes, he's asleep, I'll go get him. And I was like, I had like a glass of wine and then went to bed, so it was like midnight. I'd only been in bed for like an hour or two, so I was like really groggy. And he was acting like he was Sherlock Holmes. He was so annoying. This is my thing about cops again, so annoying. He was like, I guess thought that I was doing insurance fraud. He's like, do you drive a Kia Soul? Excuse me, did you used to drive a Kia Soul?
I forgot about that.
And I was like, can you cut to the chase? What's going on? Anyway, somebody stole my car out of my parking garage and crashed it, totaled it, and abandoned it on the side of the road. So I had that car paid off, and then I had to get a new car,
Yeah.
which they actually gave me $14,000 for that piece of shit that I had. It was not worth it.
Girl, you loved the Kia Soul too.
I
was a
did
good
when
car.
when I first got it. I was like my senior year of high school, and yeah, I was really into it because
Yeah.
nobody had one in Wichita Falls.
Yeah.
And then you get to Denton, Texas, and it's like literally a dime a dozen. They're everywhere.
Everywhere.
They're everywhere. And so that was also during COVID, and like the used car shortage was happening. So
Yeah.
then I was either get a used car for $24,000 or get a new one for $26,000, and I was like, guess I'm getting a new one.
Yeah.
Hence why I have this stupid car loan.
Yeah. Damn.
I hate car
I paid
loans.
off my car over 6 years. So I'm like,
That is a long time. You're gonna drive that thing till it like combusts.
oh
right?
yeah. And Riley's car, y'all, is, I don't know. It's still like, he's never had a problem with it, but like to look at, it's really jarring. Like the craziest stains on the inside you've ever seen.
There are a lot of stains on
A
that.
lot of
Yeah.
stains. Because like he used to be a DD for his frat all the time, and he's got the like cream colored fabric.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell happened in this car? He's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, love him to damn death. But when we do have a child, he's finally agreed. This was a battle. I was like, a baby, what is it called? A car seat. It's not gonna fit in your tiny little car.
Yeah, you want something like raised a little bit.
And also, like, the stains in your car, I don't want my baby by that.
By these frat stains.
I don't want a fane. I don't want a frame. Yeah.
Yeah, so I hate car loans. Should I teach you something?
Mm-hmm. I'm really looking forward to this.
Okay, well, I have a surprise for you. It's not an item, so don't get excited.
What the fuck?
It's not like a gift.
Well, then what is it?
Let me just open my little iPad here. Why is it sideways? Do I have to hold it this way? I don't know how iPads work.
I don't either. I want an iPad so bad.
Every time I hold an iPad, I want to, like, wipe my nose and rub it on the screen.
You should, because that's Clayton.
Yeah, you're right.
Clayton has no idea what I'm about to do to his iPad.
First of all,
Okay.
here's the surprise.
Okay.
I'm going to start with a driving quiz.
Fuck you.
Question 1.
Okay.
When driving at speeds under 30 miles per hour, keep a minimum distance. Wait, let me reread.
Yeah, idiot.
I can't read. When driving at speeds under 30 miles per hour, keep a minimum following distance of how many seconds?
5.
The choices are 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Perfect. 3.
It's actually 2 seconds.
Girl, fuck off. Why?
I'm recording this so I can send these findings to the police and have your license revoked.
That's probably a good idea.
Okay, here's the next question. What does this sign mean? Can you see it?
It means that, like, the lanes are not gonna merge. You're just, like... So, one lane's remaining the same, and then another one's coming in, and then just remaining beside that lane.
This means lane ends or roadway narrows ahead.
What the hell? I've never thought that when I saw that sign.
Yeah, it does look like what you said. I don't know why they didn't make it, like,
I need to
better than that.
have a conversation with the transportation.
And the police.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sure I will when you send these findings.
Okay, what does this sign mean? Oh my god!
It either means...
It either means
the lanes go like this swerve, or there could be ice on the road.
Kind of close.
Or slippery when wet.
Yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. That's it. You got it. Yes. Okay, last question.
Oh, thank God.
When driving in fog, here are your choices.
Low beam.
You got it. Good for you, mama. Yeah, so I guess the high beams, like, just go into the abyss. So
Yeah, the high beams, like, kind of blind
the
you.
low beams are, like, on the ground, right?
Yeah.
So then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I just wanted to have a little context.
I made a 50.
Let's get that license out of here.
Oh, Christ.
I thought you did great.
Thank you.
Okay. So today...
If this is unrelated to a driving test, I'm going to kill you.
It kind of is.
Oh, my God.
But it is related to cars. I just wanted a chance to see if I could make you look kind of dumb.
I mean... 50...
Hey, but at least you're pretty. So today... today I'm going to be telling you, kind of, in my best words, how a car works.
I actually was hoping you would do this, and I want you to talk about how the engine fires.
I am.
Yes!
Kind of. So here is a diagram. Here is a diagram of how a car engine works. Each one of these is a cylinder. And there's like
God.
4 to like, well, I don't know how many cylinders
The
like
Tahoe
trucks have.
had 8.
She's a big girl. That's Big Bertha.
That's a big woman.
So each one of these are pistons. Normal cars, I think, have like 4.
Okay.
And then you can go up and up and up. I think trucks have like the big trucks
like
have
50.
Yeah, 17,000 actually.
Mm-hmm. 12 million.
Yeah, 12 million pistons. Or not
piston
pistons,
cup.
cylinders. Pierce, do what to his cup? Cars references. Okay. Oh, we should talk about the movie Cars later.
Damn, yeah, we should.
Bro, I'm never gonna get through this. Okay, so here is a typical cylinder.
Okay.
And here's how it works. Whoa, bro. Okay, so the space here is where fuel, after it's burned, so like the gaseous fuel and air mixes. So there's these two valves, and one of them is to let air and fuel in, and one of them is to let it out. So this one goes down.
Let it out, girl.
Let it out, go. One of these opens, lets the fuel and air mixture in, and then this exhaust one stays closed.
Yeah.
It'll then close. So then it'll look like this.
Okay.
When you close it, the piston goes up.
Okay.
And so then it closes. There's the fuel and the air in there. The spark plug is like a little tiny spark. It just goes like and like releases a little. It goes. And it releases a little spark that makes a tiny explosion in this little chamber, in the combustion chamber. So it goes, and then it shoots the piston down.
It's bussing down. Yeah.
And it shoots the piston. It shoots the piston down. And it also makes this crankshaft turn. Okay. And that's what like makes the car go.
Whoa.
So, like, to propel it forward.
Bussing down makes better out than in, I always say, and then bussing down and then farting makes the car go.
Yeah, basically. So it shoots the piston down, and then that other valve opens and releases the exhaust, which is what comes out of your... Which is what comes out of your, like, exhaust pipe.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, it's basically like a bunch of little tiny explosions that makes the piston go...
That's why it's called a spark plug.
Yeah, that's why it's called a butt plug.
Oh.
So the butt plug explodes. So
the
yeah.
butt plug is bussing down.
And that's what makes your little grandma car go vroom vroom. Isn't that just so insanely interesting?
I wish I followed that more.
Well, what questions do you have for me?
It's like one of those situations when you're like learning pre-cal where it's like, I don't know what questions I have.
Just take a look at the diagram, babe.
Fucking confused.
Just take a look at the diagram,
Don't touch me.
babe. Right here.
Air fuel mixture. Okay. Oh, so that's rotating.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so when the piston goes up and down, it makes it go like around.
Okay.
It makes it go like this.
It goes around and around and around. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Intake, compression, power, exhaust. The 4 stages.
Girl, I'm exhausted too from learning about that. Girl, I'm exhausted. Wow, thank you for teaching me that. Oh, you're not done.
Well, I can be done.
No, I want to know more.
So...
I know I want this to continue.
I think I did want to go over some like car parts and how they function.
Yeah, I love.
So we all know the battery. Mm-hmm. Obviously. Do you know what it's used for?
Different parts.
The same parts.
Yes. No, I don't know what it's used for.
I think it's really only used, at least in gas cars, to like start the engine. So that's why your car doesn't start when your battery's like messed up.
Well, what about like when your car is off and your radio's still on?
That's using the battery too.
Okay.
But what about like...
I'm asking questions.
No, I love it.
Okay.
The ECM, or the electronic control module, controls the fuel mixture, which we just talked about.
The mixture, yes.
Yes. The ignition timing and emission system.
Okay.
So it has to go with like what we just talked about.
Okay. T.
I assume. You know what? Honestly, don't know.
Yeah.
The exhaust the exhaust system channels the exhaust gases from the engine out through the tailpipe. Mm-hmm. So after that last stage of, if you'll
when
redirect
the butt
your attention
plug's
here,
up.
Yeah, when the butt plug opens,
then your tailpipe is clear.
Yes. Period. Wait, I love that. We should teach a course on this.
The butt plug tailpipe situation.
Butt plug 101.
Oh my god.
The fuel filler. Obviously, that's where you just like put the gas in at
Love.
the tank. Fuel injection system.
Okay.
The system introduces fuel into the engine's combustion chambers for ignition.
Okay, and then that's when the fuel and air mixture is created?
Yes.
Tea!
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you're actually eating. That one's not interesting. That one's not interesting. Okay, internal combustion engine, spark ignited.
Butt plug ignited.
Fuel is injected into the intake manifold.
The intake manifold?
Manifold.
Girl,
You want to see my manifolds.
I'll inject something in your manifolds.
I'll inject my fist into your face.
Ugh, whatever, dude.
So, in this configuration, the fuel is injected into either the intake manifold, or the combustion chamber, where it is combined with air, and the air-fuel mixture is ignited by the spark from a butt plug.
Okay, so like the tea is, every time I start my car, there's an explosion, and that scares me.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, I don't think I like that.
Well, as you're driving, there's like 3,000 explosions. Like,
I don't think I like that.
That's why when cars are on fire, they explode.
Yeah.
Because it's literally like explosions going on.
Damn. We forgot to talk about how you always pee yourself in your car.
Well, I guess it's out there now.
You make me take a driving test. You have to talk about peeing yourself
That's
in your
actually
car.
fair. So one thing about me, I have a very small bladder. Girl, like I'm talking peeing every 20, 30 minutes.
I'm not getting a road trip with us is we're stopping every 20 minutes because if he doesn't have to pee, I do. And if I don't have to pee, you do.
Yeah, we'll both be silently suffering like the whole time and then be
Yeah.
like, I have to go to the bathroom and you're like, thank God. Or vice versa. So yeah, I have a very small bladder. I have to pee all the time. I think the one that you're referring to specifically, and I know that this has happened a few times, the one she's referring to specifically was when I was a teacher. I worked up in a suburb of Dallas, like 40 minutes north. It was like a trek, and there was one night where I had to work a school. Oh my God, I had to work a school dance, like chaperone or whatever. And so I was on my way up there, and I had to go to the bathroom a little bit, like after I started driving up there, and I was like, it'll be fine. Like I don't need to go that bad, whatever. And then I was on the highway, and there was quite a bit of traffic, and I was like, oh God.
It's happening.
Like, I really have to go now. And I was going and going and going, and I was doing one of those, like really trying to hold it in. And I finally get to pull off somewhere because there was traffic, and I pull off into a Rudy's, like the gas station, and I was like, surely they'll be open. They weren't. And so then I was like, there was like some trees, and I was like, I'll just go pee in this forest. And so I get up, and there's like people in there, and I was like, and so at this point I'm like, really bad. I'm like, it hurts. And so I sit back down, and I was like, okay, it'll be fine. I'll just go to somewhere else. And I start pulling out, and when I reached to switch into like drive after I pulled out, I just peed my pants. And it's just crazy because I'm like completely sober. I'm up in Frisco by myself. And luckily, actually, your husband came in very clutch because a few, probably months before that, Riley was like, I outgrew these pants because he's been on his gains and I clearly have not. And he was like, do you want these pants? And I was like, I guess. So I had like 5 pairs of his pants in the back seat. And so I pull into like the parking lot of the school covered in my own piss. And and there's like people around, so I have to like crawl into the trunk and like grab some pants. And I was sitting in the back of the trunk, like putting these other pairs of pants on.
And didn't you have to like wear no undies?
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah.
I had to wear no underwear because they were piss
covered
soaked.
in piss. Yes.
Yeah. That was so crazy, actually. I was so humbled. Like, I had no idea what to do. I thank the Lord for Riley. He really came in clutch for me there.
Thanks, babe. Thanks, Riley.
Oh my god.
I think this is my favorite episode that we've done.
I think so too, actually. We've really gone around the ring and come back. Like we have covered a lot of ground here. And who thought we had this much to say on cars
and driving. The piston cup. The piston butt plug.
The piston butt plug. Piston is butt plug. Well,
honestly,
what are you thinking? Anything else? Any final thoughts on driving?
I think I'm a bad driver. I hope I get better with age. I hope I never get a ticket again.
I'm manifesting that for you.
I hope you get one at least. I'm just kidding.
No, that's actually fair.
Yeah, I've paid them so much money.
Really?
I've paid the police so much money.
You've paid their rent, their electric bill.
Yeah, and I'm always on their mind.
Yeah.
They just won't it. Yeah, they won't it.
I prefer to not drive, but I do think it's a really important piece of American culture. Mm-hmm. And I wish it wouldn't be, because I really wish that we could have walkable areas.
Drive.
And better public transit.
I would love better public transit. I want to go on a train. I love trains. There's trains, like Japan has trains.
We can hop on the Dart.
We can hop on the Dart, but I'm scared of the Dart.
Yeah, you really have to go in the right area or else. Mm-hmm. Or else.
Or else.
Or else.
Yeah. I've had a great time with you today.
Me too. This has been a lovely conversation. Well, thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank y'all for tuning in, and let me know how y'all do on the driver's test.
Yeah, you can complete it at home. And don't forget to keep on trucking.
And use your blinker and put your low beams on when you're in fog.
Look both ways before you cross the street, or Taylor will run over you.
I did almost hit someone the other day because I didn't see them crossing.
So that could be you.
It could be you if you're lucky. Bye.
Bye.